Juneteenth. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, but not everybody got the word. In Texas, many slave owners kept that information from those that they had enslaved to keep that labor going. Finally, in 1865, June 19th, the word reached to all the enslaved. This was so special. Hundreds of years, these African enslaved were praying for freedom, praying for a better day. So Juneteenth comes from June 19th.
As the grandmother of Juneteenth, Opal Lee said, we should be celebrating liberty from Juneteenth to July 4th. This is our American heritage of liberty.
Why do we celebrate the emancipation of enslaved Americans? Why do we celebrate it this interesting time in the middle of June? And that's not when the Emancipation Proclamation was given. Reality is that even though we also celebrate the Emancipation Proclamation, really what we're celebrating is the experience of these enslaved Americans finding out that they had been freed. That's pretty incredible. This God-given freedom that other Americans had been enjoying that now was extended to these enslaved people. Pretty incredible, and we're celebrating.
Black heritage is American heritage, and Juneteenth is for all Americans. When we celebrate Juneteenth, we celebrate family, faith, and freedom. Juneteenth celebrates the abolition of slavery in America, and that is a celebration of the reunification of Black families throughout the United States. We celebrate the faith, we celebrate the signs and wonders, we celebrate the prayers that led to the abolition of slavery. We celebrate freedom. Juneteenth is the promise of July 4th. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The promises of July 4th were completed on Juneteenth.
That it took a couple of years for emancipation of the slaves throughout the nation to happen. We remember that as happening on June 19th, 1865. It means so much to me in having learned about the history of abolition and the efforts of Black and white women and men to make that happen. We could have freedom for all. That means a great deal to me as a family. Hearing the stories of people who become our heroes. Elizabeth Freeman, Mom Bet, clear back in Massachusetts during the Revolutionary War. Harriet Tubman and her remarkable efforts. Sojourner Truth and her faith, her incredible example of faith. These are people that have become heroes to my children and to us, and they are who we remember on June 19th. It's great to think about how to celebrate June 19th. It's a celebration of family. It's a celebration of faith. It's a celebration of freedom. You may be wondering how you can celebrate Juneteenth. It begins by gathering together, remembering stories together, honoring liberty, remembering the great story of the Declaration of Independence, all people created equal. What could be more wonderful to celebrate and remember? You could start by just sharing this video, starting a conversation, beginning to talk about stories, remembering together, celebrating liberty for all, and Christ, who is the great liberator for all of us.
That's what we're celebrating.